Understanding peace. Understanding peace.
Namaste and welcome to this Peace Studies series. I am Dr. Sandeep Sagar, and in this video, we are understanding peace. In this particular video, we are going to talk about a very important concept in peace studies, that is negative peace. When we hear the word peace, we often think of a world without war or violence. But is that enough? Can a country or a society be truly peaceful just because there is no open conflict? Let's explore what negative peace really means. Negative peace refers to the absence of direct violence, such as war or conflict. But it does not necessarily mean that a society is just, stable, or harmonious. It is like a house with cracks in the walls. Though it stands, it is weak and can collapse anytime. Let's see the characteristics of negative peace. A country may not be at war but may still have discrimination, poverty, or inequality. We can say absence of war but somehow presence of injustice. Lack of open violence but underlying tensions. Societies may have social, political, or economic struggles that could lead to future conflicts. Suppressed conflicts instead of resolved conflicts. Some governments or groups use force to silence opposition instead of addressing real issues. People may not feel truly secure even if there is no visible violence. We may say fear and instability remain. Imagine a school where bullying is not allowed, but students still face discrimination or mental stress. Is that truly peaceful school? No. That's negative peace because the problem still exists beneath the surface. Many people think that peace means no war, but negative peace alone cannot create a prosperous society. Without fairness, justice, and equal opportunities, conflicts can rise again. And therefore, negative peace is not enough. There are certain problems with negative peace, like societal problems remain unaddressed and may lead to future violence, that is, hidden conflicts. Lack of long term stability, economic and political instability can cause unrest. Suppression instead of resolution. Fear based governance does not promote real peace. No true social harmony. People may still experience injustice, oppression, or inequality. Let's look at some real world example where negative peace exists. Cold War, USA versus USSR, 1947 to 1991. No direct war but high tensions and threats of conflict. Apartheid in South Africa, 1948 to 1994. No open war, but racial discrimination and injustice created deep unrest. North Korea today. No war, but extreme suppression of people's rights and freedom. Societies with economical inequality. No riots or violence, but people suffer from poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunities. In all these cases, the absence of war does not mean real peace. True peace requires justice, freedom, and well being for all. Have you ever seen examples of negative peace around you? In your own community, country, or the world? Can you think of any situations where there is no war but still people suffer? Yes. Poverty, corruption, lack of education, gender discriminations, etc. etc. To summarize, negative peace is only the absence of open violence, but it does not ensure true harmony or justice. Societies need positive peace where fairness, security, and equal opportunities exist to prevent future conflicts and ensure long term stability. True peace is not just about avoiding war, but about ensuring fairness, stability, and opportunities for all. Our goal should not be to prevent war, but to create a world where everyone can live in dignity, without fear or injustice. Not just the absence of war, but the presence of justice that is true peace. Dhanyavad. Thank you. Anugrahitos.
Let's rise, let's take a stand. Peace and joy go hand in hand. With love so strong, with faith so deep. Let's understand peace with Dr. Sandy. Let's understand peace with Dr. Sandy. A wisdom so strong, a vision so deep. Not just a dream, but a way to live. A heart that learns, a soul that gives.